Fascinating.
So how did this all begin? How did your, when did you know you wanted to be a writer? Was it something from school or?
I always did very well in writing and composition in school, right from grade school, right through high school into university, and all of that. My teachers telling me, Joe, you should be a writer. Why don't you major in English? Blah blah blah. And I was just like, no. I thought writers were nerds, and I was like, it's not cool. I don't want to be a writer. I wanted to be a rock musician, and that's not my hobby. Music is not my hobby. And but then back then, I wanted it to be my profession. It didn't really work out that way, and I just started writing so that I could travel. And in the early days, even before Lonely Planet, I had stuff published on travel and on. I was also a book reviewer. I had a book column in San Francisco at a newspaper for a couple of years, and I just did all of that because I wanted to get free books. I did some music reviews. I would get free albums, vinyl back then, and then free travel to do, or be paid travel, not free travel, to do travel articles. And then before I knew it, I remember the day in 1987 when I realized that I was making more money from writing than from any other kind of work. I was doing other kinds of work. I was teaching a lot. So I was like, this is it. I'm going to be a writer. It's the easiest way. For me, it's kind of clear. It's a clear calling. But I didn't imagine it until, as an adult. I was probably in my late 20s by then.
Do you think it's something that comes naturally for someone? Obviously, you can practice, but do you think some people it just comes naturally, like say painting does as well? Did it come naturally for you?
I think to some degree it is a natural gift. I think I had a gift for writing in general, but what's never a natural gift is to write in a certain genre. You still have to learn how to write in that genre or in that particular discipline, whether it's travel writing or physics research papers. So it took a lot of training for me to get to be a good travel writer. Well, assuming I am a good travel writer, to get where I'm comfortable, and that editors are coming to me for material. I got lots of rejections in the early years, even though I was, grammatically a very good writer. I was imaginative, but I meet beginning writers now, novice writers now who want to be travel writers, and they ask advice, and I ask to look at their material, and it's just, I look at it and I remember what it was like. It's just not easy. It's a very difficult discipline, travel writing, even though it looks easy. So there is a lot of training. People can have a natural gift for putting sentences together and structuring things, but maybe not in the way they want to for that particular genre. Like I've never written a novel, and I know for me, if I sit down and write a novel, it's going to be, if I ever do it, it's going to be really, really, really difficult. Just the fact that I'm a decent writer.
Right, and do you have any key advice for specifically travel writers or people who want to do that?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to what I was just saying, is that you have, that's another, this is the flaw in the thinking of a lot of people who want to be travel writers that I meet, is that they want to write in order to travel. And that's not going to work in the beginning. It's not going to work. It's putting in the cart. But you need to learn how to write first, and then you can travel, and then you can sell your stories. So you have to really work on the skill of writing. And there are good writing courses people can take if you're hoping to write for newspapers and magazines. There are really good instructional modules around the world that can help you with that. I took a feature writing course once. The only professional writing course I ever took. I took a intensive 1 month feature writing course at UC Berkeley early on, and it really helped. It made a big difference. I was able to, right out of class, I was able to get published, whereas before the class I was not getting published.
So it is worth investing in this kind of
I think so.
Available, yeah.
I teach writing. I have taught writing over the years. Not very often, but I'll do a workshop, a multi-day workshop, or 1 day workshop for several people now and then if invited to. And there's always 1 or 2 students in the class who become successful afterwards, and who write to me and say, thank you so much. If it hadn't been for that class, I would have been clueless. I would have been rudderless. So, yeah, you can get there's value in the experience of other writers. It's a lot of stuff you can share that people would never think of on their own.
Well, let's hope that, obviously we talk about travel a lot because we're in Thailand, so let's hope that the tourism and the travel comes back
Yes,
at some point.
it's very sad to see the travel industry has basically collapsed all over the and yeah, it'll come back to normal, but it's going to be a while. You know, they talk about the new normal. I think when they talk about the new normal, what they mean is the short term and medium term. But I think in 3 years or so, this will be a distant memory, and it's going to be a real cleaning of house cleaning for the industry. A lot of places, a lot of companies are just going to go out of business.
Yeah. So leave us with, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but do you have any crazy stories, any memorable crazy stories from Thailand that you can share with us?
Well, how much time do I have? I have a disaster story I can tell you that take about 5 minutes. Or I can just tell you a one-liner that's one of my favorite, funniest things ever that was in Thailand.
Okay,
I'll give you that.
That sounds good, and then maybe we can write the disaster one to add to
Yes.
this video, yeah?
Good. Yeah, one time I was checking into a guest house somewhere in northern Thailand in a sort of smallish town. I forgot where exactly. And you know how they have those guest books that you check in? Either you sign as you're leaving usually, or it's not mandatory. It's just sort of you leave a couple comments about your stay at the guest house. And I was looking at the page or one of the previous pages of one of these signed books, and someone had signed with my name. And I was like, oh God, someone's an imposter. And then I looked at what they wrote, and they said, thanks for buying my guidebook so that I don't have to stay in a shithole like this, Joe Cummings. I laughed. I thought that was so funny.
Okay, but it was by somebody else.
Yeah.
Somebody else has written it.
It just cracked me up.
Yeah, I bet.
And here I was actually staying in the guest house. The real Joe Cummings is staying in the guest house.
Yeah.
I stayed where everybody stayed.
Yeah. Brilliant. So what are you going to do with the rest of your day in Bangkok, Joe?
I'm going to go for a swim now that the rain has stopped. I have a pool here, so I'm going to go for a swim. I don't know what after that. Yeah, I'll answer some emails. I'm kind of low on work right now, like everyone else. The travel writing business is pretty much stalled, so I have very few assignments right now, so I'm getting a lot of time off. And I'm expecting it all to start back up in a month or two. So.
Yeah, I hope so for you. Do you have any hobbies? Are you an artist, or are you still
just music? Music. I play electric guitar. I've been playing in different rock bands, on the side my whole life. And I play in a band here in Bangkok that plays a lot, although not now. It's a band, I'll give a little plug. They're called Midnight Ramblers. And it's a Rolling Stones tribute band.
Right.
So that's kind of fun.
Well, maybe if you've got some videos, you could share them with me, and we can.
I will. We have some videos, sure.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much, Joe. I'm so happy to speak to you. It's very nice.
Thank you for having me, Emma.
You're welcome.